How's it going, guys? LinuxDaily back with another distro review. Today's video we'll be taking a look at Deepin Linux, or Linux Deepin, or whatever you want to call it. I did not get to upload this video yesterday because when I was trying to download the ISO, it was saying it was going to complete in a really long time. So either my internet connection was bad or their servers are running a little slow. I don't know. I tried it on a couple different networks as well, and I was getting the same results. So I finally got it. So that's why it's a day late. So we're gonna install. So I'm gonna click install. Well, more than hit enter, but point's the same. So it is going to boot up, hopefully. Yep, there we go. That is a neat boot screen. My mouse is doing some crazy things. That is a neat boot screen. So let's have it boot really quick. Alright. Please select your system language. I'm going to click English and hit next. Friendly reminder. You're using a virtual machine. Yep. There's no other way I can install this. Create a user account. So LinuxDaily, and then the first letter must be in lowercase. Alright. I'm just gonna make the daily lowercase 2. Make that Deepin and put in a very secure password. Hit next, and then that's good. By the way, this is a really neat way to have it install. Have that transparency in the background so you can still see what might be the desktop background. I'm not down there. I'm just gonna... Yep. Actually, go back to Chicago. Click next. And then pick this 106 gigabyte drive and install that here. Yep. And then start installation. Please make a backup of important data. I don't have any important data on here. And yep, so it's going to format it as ms-dos new partition table, and then it's going to make a file system at ext4 on SDA1. Looks good to me. I'm going to hit continue. So at this point, I'm going to stop the recording and then come back when it is complete. Alright guys, it looks like our installation is successfully installed. Reboot and enjoy the new experience of Deepin. Hope you like it. I already removed the ISO image from the thing, so I'm going to click reboot. And then that thing pops up again. And then here is our Grub boot menu. You get this space looking thing. It looks a lot different than your average Grub boot menu, so it already has a pre-installed theme, which is nice. So this popped up again. Come on, VirtualBox. And then now we wait for our system to boot. So this is an interesting boot screen. Okay. I couldn't tell if it wanted to be a graphical boot screen or if it wanted to show us everything what it's doing. So I'm just typing my very secure password again. This is Deepin 15.7. I don't think I brought that up. It's a very pretty OS. Friendly reminder, system on the yep. I don't know what's going on here. Effect mode, have a smooth and delicate experience. Common mode. I want to do effect mode to get the it was kind of, it sounded like it was glitching out there for a second. Don't quite know what that was. It looks like we get a little video, so let's watch this one really quick. Yeah, just showing us what you can do. fashion mode or efficient mode. So this brings more of a Windows kind of feel to it, and this one's more of a Mac kind of feel. So I'm just going to click fashion mode because it just, right there, disable window effect. This is all stuff I think you can do down here. It says in the control center. So I'm going to get the full experience here. So Deepin icon theme, I'm just gonna select that as default because this is Deepin Linux, why not? So we are here in our desktop. Very pretty background. I don't feel like I'm gonna change that. Looks like our launcher is here. So this is what you get by default on your install. You get Google Chrome instead of Firefox. And then package cache wiped up here. Don't know what that is. But these notification sound pretty good. Yep. So that you get, looks like this is an office suite. Let's just click on WPS writer, I think it said. I'm gonna not join that, and I'm gonna click that. Yeah, I think this is your office suite. So I'm gonna new document. Yes, instead of LibreOffice, you get this office suite. So it does look like a Windows, actually. Look at that. The minimize and maximize button look kind of like a Windows 10 kind of thing. You get Thunderbird, Deepin Terminal, Deepin Music. So a lot of these are Deepin products. Deepin Screen Recorder, Voice Recorder, yep. Cloud Print, Cloud Scan, Simple Scan. It looks like up here is where you'll download applications. I'm sure there's plenty. So yeah, don't get a ton by default, but it pretty good for what you need. Now my recommendation is just install LibreOffice because I'm more familiar with LibreOffice than WPS. So yep, Gparted, that's nifty, comes pre-installed. I'm gonna click computer. Oh, this is like this opens up your file browser. It's like my computer on a Windows 10. Computers and LAN, system disk computer. So home directory. Now this, I picked English as my default language, so I'm not knowing what this is. But that looks like a Microsoft Word, and it opens up a WPS writer. So I'm not quite sure what file browser, what word processor is installed, but this is all Microsoft stuff for some reason. So yep, that's what comes pre-installed. Now let's open up a terminal and figure out what package manager is installed. Sorry about that. Apt. So I'm going to take an assumption this is Debian based, as it includes the apt package manager. So oops, and then my keyboard's flipping out. I typed it in wrong. FETCH. Alright, there we go. Very secure password, and then this will not take that long to install. I do like the terminal transparency and all that. I do like that. Alright. So Deepin 15.7 unstable for some reason. that might have something to do with the being unstable with the notification. When we logged in, it sounded really glitchy. So yeah, I'm gonna go into the control center right here, and then so is this where you control everything? Network personalization. That's what I want. So it looks like this is where you control everything. Not my particular favorite. So you get Deepin, like a regular Deepin, and a Deepin dark for themes. Here's where you can pick your icon themes. And then cursor. You can have cursor themes. So that is pretty cool. So I don't think there's a whole lot you can do with personalization by default. But it looks really pretty by default, so that has something going for it. I'm not a big fan of this, how they have the settings like that, but that's just what you gotta do with Deepin. So updates are right here. You can update it through this little menu, and you have update settings. And then here's your system information. Now I allocated around 8 gigs to it. Boot menu, what's in there? Startup delay and then theme. So you could change stuff with the Grub boot menu within the system settings. That's cool. You have a little table of contents kind of right there. You could scale the display from there, rotate the display, change the brightness, resolution, all from right there. And then create an account right there, which is cool if you don't want to go into terminal and type in user add and a bunch of different parameters. But yep, that is Deepin Linux. Comes pre-installed with Google Chrome as a default browser, WPS Office Suite, mostly Deepin programs like Deepin Terminal, Deepin File Manager, Deepin Store. I'm gonna quickly open up this before we end the video, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of customization other than icon themes. And so this is what it looks like. The little app store kind of thing. So Firefox, you can just install that right here if you don't like Google Chrome, or you can just go into terminal. You can do it either way. It looks like a really organized app store. Here's your LibreOffice, so if you wanted to install that instead of using WPS, there you go. So you get that system. You just all organized up there. You can get Google Earth from under the systems. You could download VirtualBox right through the App Store. So if you wanted to run virtual machines and all that, there you go. Let's go back home here, and then yep, that just wraps that up. It's just your average little app center. I do want to figure out how to get to that like productivity mode or whatever they called it when we saw it in the install. Personalization of themes. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to put it into the that mode. I don't think you can do it now, since after the install. Default applications personalization. So I don't really know, but this is kind of post recording right here. I did figure out how to enable the Windows looking mode. You go down to the dock down here, right click, mode, and then efficient. And this brings you into more of a Windows kind of feel. And then you go up here, and I did figure this one out too. You click up here, and here's just like everything's right there for you to look at. Or you can click here, and it is organized into different sections like internet, music, video, and etc. etc. So that is that. Other than that, this is Deepin Linux. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a distro you wanted me to take a look at, please leave it down into the comments. There is a stream tonight on not exactly sure what I'm gonna stream tonight. Oh, BioShock Infinite is my stream tonight. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Here's another kind of final thought. I don't know what's going on here at the VirtualBox, but here's another final thought. I feel like this distribution will be great for the new user because it has best of both worlds, kind of. You could make it look really similar to a Mac. So if you're coming from a Mac into Linux, you have the feel of a Mac. So like that. I don't know, I've never really used a Mac, so I couldn't really attest to if this is similar to that or not. But if you're used to Windows, you could select that. It doesn't look ideal to Windows, but there. Then you go here in efficient mode. So this brings you to more of a Windows feel. So those are just some final thoughts. I don't think I brought them up in the main video itself. This is all after production. So I feel like Deepin Linux is great for new users. It's built on, pretty sure it's built on either Debian or Ubuntu because it features the apt package manager. But yep, there you go.